Well, it looks like we're going to continue working on the dirt sifter. So overall, it's looking pretty good. Pretty happy with the way it's coming out so far. The grizzly bars will break up the dirt as it falls down to the shaker table. Start working on the shaker table. I'm going to lay it out and kind of get the frame at least laid out today. I don't know if I start welding on it or not. It's after work. It's already almost 5 o'clock, and I really don't like working out here past 7. I got to spend some time with the family. So my plan is to use 2 steel bars, one at the front and one at the back, and then out of this angle iron, which is not quite long enough, but almost long enough, you can see there, I'm going to cut them to make them 74 inches long, I think it is, and then weld them together so I have 4 74-inch long pieces of angle iron. This is the last cut I need to make on the angle irons. I've cut all the other pieces. I'll show you that in a second here. I'm going to cut this one off, and I'm going to grind all these weld areas up. If dinner's not ready. I'd rather go eat, I think we're having ribs tonight. It will be interesting to see how well this really works. I've watched a few videos on it. The videos on YouTube they vary in results. It hasn't cost me a lot of money yet, minus some time, which I've got more time into it than I thought I would. I like doing this type of stuff though, so that kind of weighs on it for me a little bit. All the metal so far has been free. The framework steel, the expanded metal, and the and the rebar I all got from Grandma Rose, Aaron's grandmother. Thank you, by the way. The angle iron it was a frame for my grapple bucket, so I got the angle iron for free also. So things I've had to pay for so far are the shaker motor, which isn't cheap. It's 178 bucks on Amazon. I guess if you consider the argon I'm using up in the welding wire, and the welding rod, and the grinding wheels, I'm probably out another 150 bucks probably. I'm just guessing. Argon's not too cheap, but it's not crazy expensive. The welding wire is not that bad. I do run a Lincoln Electric welding wire. I like it better. It seems to run on my machine better. So I'm not sure if the cost, if you had to buy all the steel to build this, would be really worth it. The way I'm building it is, even if it doesn't work out, I can take it apart and reuse this steel again later. I mean, I would just cut right at these welds, bam, and I'd still have a lot of usable steel left over. And to be honest, I might use it and get all the dirt work I ever need done. And I might just cut it apart and save the steel for some other use, you know? So we'll see how it all works out in the end. These are the supports for the frame of the shaker table. We'll get all this stuff tacked up. So I've got all these ground down, and I'll move this stuff out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm using a couple of the extra pieces here as a backer, just to kind of keep everything lined up when I get it, so I can get it tacked in place nice and square. I took my safety glasses off. What the heck did I do with them?
Yes, those are my safety glasses on top of my head. I did put them up there and lose them.
I hope I'm just like totally blind here and going like, oh, there they are. Because, yeah. No.
Yes, I did leave this in here just for your benefit. And you'll see that I feel like a jackass in about 5 seconds.
See what happens when you're filming, you're not paying attention. I have them on top of my head. Right there. See that? How ridiculous I look now, huh? back out here working on the frame for the shaker table. My plan here is to tack all of one side of these and make sure they're square to this bar. So I'm gonna tack this one and then I'll do this one and tack it and that one and that one. Get those all tacked in place. That's the plan. The best laid plans have a tendency to go to crap, but yeah, this should be pretty straightforward. So. See here that I've got the most of the frame of the shaker table done, and I'm actually going to end up sliding this thing up. So that's what and the reason why is this has a really big capacitor in it that actually starts this motor. Let me rephrase it, assists in starting that motor. And I don't want this capacitor and the wiring and all the connections that are inside this box mounted to the actual shaker table. It'll reduce problems later on by not having that attached to the thing that's shaking like crazy. This will be suspended by chain. So I'm going to slide this up, maybe 2 to 3 inches, which will give me enough cord to get this thing mounted in a different location off of some kind of support bar that I'm not mounting off the top. That'll keep it out of the path of dirt and everything else also. This gives you a pretty good idea of how the shaker table works. The shaker motor will get bolted to the frame, and the frame will shake and dirt will go through, and it sounds funny, but I make dirty dirt, clean dirt. Right? Take all the rocks and sticks and stuff out of it so you just have nice clean dirt, great for lawns and covering septic fields and all sorts of different stuff. Planter boxes, you know, make wife happy. Nice clean dirt. So I finally found something that I can TIG weld on this project. I've got these pieces of chain that I cut off of a bigger piece, and I cut that big piece down into 4 sections, and I've welded 2 on down there. And I'm going to go ahead and tack and TIG weld on one over here and one over there. So I went out and got myself this TIG welder. It's actually a stick and TIG welder. It's an AHP 200 DX, I think. I don't remember. In any case, I went to Tig Time on YouTube and I watched a lot of his videos. And he has a store, Mr. Tig, and I ordered this kit from him. It's kind of a super nice setup because it comes with, for just a little bit more, you get a very nice CK Worldwide flexible torch that has the adapters pre-built for this machine specifically. You get one of the most high-end foot pedals on the market, which is this guy here. This is a SSC model C910 tag 0725. Super phenomenal foot pedal. Way better than the foot pedal that the machine comes with normally. I really recommend going to Tig Time and picking yourself up one of these if you have any interest at all in TIG welding. Well, and you don't want to spend $2,000 or $3,000. So I paid about $1,100, I think, shipped to my door, and could not be happier with it. It's a great machine, and a lot of the guys on YouTube, a lot of the welding channels, Chucky 2009, he does demos on this. Tig Time obviously does demos on this machine, and weldingtipsandtricks.com, there's another YouTube channel. All those guys use this and demo this machine, and then I tell you what, they're able to do it significantly better than I am, but I don't do this a lot, so I just go with a lot of tungsten instead. So anyway, that's enough rambling about my TIG machine. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing tacked up and get her welded out so I can go in the house and watch some football. Not that I actually like watching football, right? But my wife does. Got to keep peace in the house. Oh, where happened to my filler rod? What the heck? watching me do right over there is the same thing I'm doing here. I'm just getting this piece of chain tacked in, gonna get it welded out. So. What I'm doing right now is drilling the holes, or the starter holes, the pilot holes for the 3/8 bit to bolt the expanded metal to the frame with. So I'm going to get started on that. Well, I got all the holes drilled, and I bought 3/8 galvanized bolts to put in here. I did 4 holes in each cross member, or vertical support, however you want to look at that. Hey, check it out. Well, that's pretty cool. This wraps up video 2, primarily focused on how the shaker table, this part down here, was built. You can see some wings that I added in video 3, so make sure you check that out. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.